Hey, welcome back everyone. This is Uncle Frank, and I am not a financial advisor, nor is any of the content to be construed as financial advice. This channel is for entertainment purposes only. Okay, guys, we got the rate cut. We got the record-setting rally. Now the conversation will shift to a soft landing and employment data because the election is upon us, and another debate has been scheduled for October 23rd. I don't care what you trade, every trader needs to know what's coming and when, or you could walk straight into a buzzsaw. We need to first talk about the next 2 weeks, and then we're going to cover what I say is the hairiest fourth quarter I've ever seen. Monday, September 23rd, we'll start with S&P Flash U.S. Services and Manufacturing PMI at 9:45 a.m. Eastern Time. No one will care unless it comes in extra hot or extra cool. But I want you to know we have 3 Fed Reserve presidents speaking Monday, all at different times. Bostic at 8, Goolsbee at 10:15, and Kashkari at 1. On Tuesday, 9 a.m., Fed Governor Bauman will speak before we get consumer confidence at 10. Wednesday, September 25th, 10 a.m., new home sales. But after the market at 4 p.m., Fed Governor Kugler speaks. Then on Thursday, September 26th, 8:30 a.m., initial jobless claims and GDP. Now pay attention, guys. 8 Fed members, including Jay Powell, have 9 speaking engagements on Thursday. 9. This is the day we see GDP, but more importantly, the day before we get PCE. The Fed Reserve has their whole team on the playing field, so they've got something to sell. Listen carefully. So then Friday, September 29th, 8:30 a.m., personal income and spending and PCE, the Fed's favorite. Now, if this one comes in hot, that could certainly delay any subsequent rate cuts, and if it comes in cool, that could rally the market. So the whole world will be watching this one. Hey, maybe the fix is in, and maybe the results will be whatever they need them to say, right? Now, I want to show you something interesting about the last day of the third quarter, Monday, September 30th, and the first 4 days of October. I call it the U.S. Employment Shit Show Week. Tuesday, October 1st, 9:45 a.m., S&P final U.S. Manufacturing PMI, but at 10, job openings. Wednesday, October 2nd, 8:15 a.m., ADP employment. Thursday, 8:30 a.m., initial jobless claims, right? And then Friday, October 4th, 8:30, U.S. employment rate and report. Guys, I can't emphasize enough how explosive employment data has now become. The Feds want us to believe inflation is behind us, and Friday's PCE may be the last word on that. But now they have to start juggling jobs data, and I mean every day. Okay, now let's look at Q4. At the time of this recording, there is no Fed meeting scheduled for October. Go look at the FOMC meeting schedule and see for yourself. So we may have to wait until November for the next cut if we're going to get another one. Or maybe they'll schedule a meeting suddenly. Maybe that's why he went with a half instead of a quarter. But this is where we're at right now. You might be surprised to learn the FOMC holds 8 regularly scheduled meetings per year. Now, Monday, September 30th, marks the end of the third quarter, a vital date for AMC fans. While it hasn't been announced, I currently forecast AMC third Q 2024 earnings to be released around November 13th. Zax thinks we're going to lose 9 cents per share. I think we're going to post a surprise profit, not investment advice or advisor. Back on August 8th, Judge Torres announced the fine against Ripple XRP. So the SEC had 60 days from there to appeal. So we can estimate that deadline to be around October 7th, or approximately 14 days from now. But I think we could see that news Friday the 4th or even sooner. Now, October 15th and 16th is Ripple's Swell Conference in Miami. October 22nd to the 24th, is the BRICS summit in Russia. Did you notice the Ripple conference is exactly 1 week before the BRICS conference? And now that XRP has been deemed not a security, they may have some explosive shit to release ahead of BRICS, right? Please understand, we could get some earth-shattering and market-roiling headlines out of the BRICS conference and right before the election. This could profoundly affect crypto, precious metals, the U.S. bond and stock markets, not to mention the U.S. dollar. Now let's add another debate between Trump and Harris on the 23rd, right in the middle of the BRICS summit. I expect Archer Aviation's next earnings release to land around November 6th, 7th, or 14th. Obviously not confirmed yet. We are only 43 days to the November 5th election. Did you know the next Fed meeting is scheduled for November 6th and 7th, immediately following the election results? I wonder what they're trying to say with that. If Trump wins, we know it's time for Gensler to spruce up that resume because you're all done, goober. GameStop's next earnings date is unconfirmed for Wednesday, December 4th, after market hours. By the way, December 17th and 18th will be the last FOMC meeting of the year. And that very same week, Friday the 20th, will be this year's last quadruple witching date. Why do I put all this work in for my subscribers? Because I believe there's a 90% chance of one or more white or black swan events for the fourth quarter of this year. We are only 119 days from inaugurating a new president, January 20th, 2025. So what's got you spooked about the fourth quarter, Uncle Frank? Oh, I don't know. Have you considered this possibility from the Hill? A possible October surprise? Biden resigns and Harris becomes president. Pelosi and her fellow Democratic elite operatives successfully waged a pressure campaign focused on reputational blackmail to push Biden out of the race, and it worked. As Biden noted, he ultimately left the race because he didn't want to be a distraction, citing his bad poll numbers. But if he's not up for running for president, how is he capable of actually being president right now? So now they've got a final lever that can be pulled before Election Day. A true break glass in case of emergency strategy. They could force Biden to resign as president and elevate Kamala Harris to the Oval Office so that she can run as the incumbent. You know, some out there believe a U.S. war with Iran is already scheduled, and the powers that be are laying the groundwork to convince the American people we need to jump into the conflict in the Middle East. From back in July, before the first attempt on Trump's life, Donald Trump's Secret Service protection had been increased prior to assassination attempt due to Iran threat. Then this surfaced after the second attempt. Man accused of trying to kill Trump voted for him once, then called on Iran to assassinate him. This reminds me of all the Russia bullshit we had to endure, and it would appear the powerful in the U.S. and abroad think it's time for America to go to war. U.S. says Iran hackers offered stolen Trump campaign material to Biden team. And then from the FBI, Iranian hackers tried to pass stolen Trump info to Biden campaign. But over a month ago, Israel official says Iran war inevitable and U.S. should strike now. Okay, let's review the black and white swans out there. Place your bets. Under geopolitical, we still have Russia, Ukraine, China, Taiwan, Israel, Hamas, and Hezbollah. I've added a conflict between the United States and Iran, North Korea, always a wild card. And also added Biden could resign, Kamala Harris sworn in as president, and the 2024 election itself could be a black or white swan event. Under systemic and financial, the U.S. credit card debt crisis, the commercial real estate debt crisis, unrealized losses by U.S. banks and the Fed Reserve, Nearly 300 U.S. banks are at elevated risk of failure. There's the de-dollarization trend stemming from BRICS. We've got a $35 trillion U.S. debt spiral and a derivative tsunami out there. Ryan Cohen could make an announcement about the future of GameStop, or possibly another roaring kitty tweet. We've got possible appeals originating from the SEC versus Ripple case, but we could also see an approval of Ripple's new stablecoin, RLUSD, and maybe even new XRP ETFs on the horizon. Elon Musk could debut his new payment platform for Twitter. Maybe we'll get more rate cuts from the Fed, or maybe they'll be delayed. There's the hidden hedge fund over leverage, meaning securities sold yet not purchased. Potentially billions of unreconciled synthetic shares out there. Stay tuned. This one goes out to all the Adam Aaron fanboys out there. Our new board member, who was added on September 12th, has already received options for 6,468 free shares of AMC at Friday's closing price. That's $30,787 worth. Not bad money for 10 days of no work. Welcome to the club, Mr. Glover. All you have to do is never buy the stock and only sell it. Adam will do the rest. Just go along with all his cockamamie schemes and you'll be fine. Now before the bell, let's do the year-to-dates from ExecSum. S&P 500, 5702, up 20.2% for the year. The Dow, 42,063, up 11.5%. NASDAQ, 17,948, up 21.6% year-to-date. Russell 2000, 2227, up 10.7%. Gold, 2646.20. This is as of Friday, up 27.7%. Oil over 70 at 71, down 1% year to date. And from the headlines, Bank of Japan held rates at a quarter. Jamie Dimon is skeptical of soft landing after rate cut. The high interest rate era handed a $1 trillion windfall to U.S. banks. Investors hope the Fed rate cuts will lift EM debt, and U.S. bond funds drew inflows for a 16th straight week. On the earnings front, Wednesday we've got Micron, Thursday, Costco, and CarMax. And what are they talking about before the bell this Monday morning? Key inflation, GDP prints to test Fed's aggressive pivot this week. Gold rises to a record high with key U.S. data on horizon. Hedge funds in rush to snap up tech stocks from Goldman. All four of the indexes on your screen are up slightly this morning. At the time of this recording, we've got crude oil at 71.31 and gold at 26.48. At the time of this recording, 6:48 a.m. Central, I've got Max Payne at 350 for Archer, for GME 20, and for AMC 5. This is for the September 27th expiration. That can change before the bell. The shorts have been busy this morning, borrowing stock to short. AMC, I see 200,000 shares available with a fee of 0.85%. But they started early this morning with 550,000, so they've already taken some down to short. GME, 900,000 shares with a fee of 0.76%, but they started the morning with 1.2 million shares available to lend. Archer, cost to borrow fee 9.86 for 3.3 million shares, but we started the morning on that one with 5 million. Again, at the time of this recording, I've got XRP at 0.5869, down 1.11% over the past 24 hours. Hey, I want to thank you for watching, and please remember to hit the like button after this slide if you enjoyed the presentation. Subscribe to the channel and set the alert so you're notified when I have new information to share. See you at the bell.